Hello everyone, and thank you for listening this video. Today, I'm going to talk about the correlation between contribution to Wikipedia and social profile. I'm Léo Joubert from Rouen-Normandie University, and I'm presenting this work I've done alongside Nicolas Julien from IMT Atlantic in Brest. We are excited to share our finding in this edition of the Wiki Workshop. Let's begin with two well-established facts. Wikipedia contributors tend to be younger, more educated, and more often male than a reader. Then, first contribution to Wikipedia is decisive for the next steps of the trajectory. With these two results of the literature, we can show a tension between a static correlation between profile and contribution, and an encouragement to look at the process of engaging more and more into contribution. This problematic tension led us to analyze how correlation between contribution and social profile evolve towards someone's path as a Wikipedia contributor. To explore this, we used a large-scale questionnaire that ran across 8 languages. Questionnaire was accessible during June 2023, 2 weeks for each languages. It was introduced by a banner to which a variable rate of visitors was exposed across the 8 languages. As usual, in this type of design, we needed to do a lot of data cleaning, mainly because we need a lot of variables to study social profile. We are working on a more complete retention of the answer of the people who completed the questionnaire. The point of our research was to go beyond simply separating contributors from non-contributors. This is why we moved from simple regression to a more complex statistical model based on Ekman procedure. This with the idea that each step was a sample selection mechanism. In our model, each stage of the trajectory is being treated by one equation. The equation of step 1 serves as a selection equation to the equation of step 2, and the equation of step 2 serves as a selection equation to the equation of step 3. So, Ekman procedure is repeated 2 times. We can see on this slide that for every step of a Wikipedian trajectory, we can see different statistical effects which lead us to formulate different interpretation of each side. Passing step 1, knowing how to contribute, is the result of engaging in a particular social milieu. The passing of step 2, contributing at least once, is more a matter of feeling legitimate to do so. Finally, the passing of step 3, contributing often, is a matter of context embedding. Thanks to this model, we have a more unified framework that allows us to see how different moments correlate differently to social profile. This underlines that different social mechanisms are at work to define the trajectory of a particular contributor. For more details, I invite you to check the methodology section of our paper and the appendix of it, where you have the full tab of our model. So to conclude, Our main finding is that a social profile plays a different role along one's trajectory. This allows us to formulate recommendations taking into account the characteristics of a given audience. Reaching older people, for instance, need to be done mainly on explaining how Wikipedia works. An intervention aimed at a female audience will have to combine two levels. We can first show them how to contribute, but, and maybe this is more important, we need to provide them encouragement to pass step 2, which seems to be the critical point for female trajectory. In the case of younger people, we need to give them a concrete motivation to contribute, without bothering too much in explaining how Wikipedia works, making the assumption that this kind of individual will always finally know how Wikipedia tends to work. These recommendations are quite exploratory. So in the next iteration of our work, we will try to improve them and make more concrete guidelines, for instance, to guide events organizer. We are arriving at the end of my presentation, so I'm thanking you for listening to me and apologizing for my quite bad English speaking.